Hey guys, Sadie here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Follow a Sketch Friday Post-it edition. This is today's Post-it. It is a messy sketch, but it works. There's a circle, some photos, some tags, and embellishment. So I got stuff. Let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I am trimming off the branding strip. This is a paper house paper. It has this kind of cool brick pattern on one side and it is a wood grain on the other side of it. I also have that yellow KI Memories paper from yesterday's layout. It was just kind of sitting there on the desk and I thought it will match pretty good. I'm going to use this stencil from Scrapping Reflections. This is a stencil that's been in the shop for a hot minute now. And I at first was going to try to just ink it. And I'm using a new ink to me. It is the Journey color from Close to My Heart. As you guys know, Close to My Heart is now defunct. But this is one of the colors. I think it's the only color actually that I bought before they went out of business. It's a great color. It just would take a whole lot of effort to get the level of color I want to show up over top of this brick pattern. So I decided to put that off to the side and I grab some chroma mist from, this is not chroma mist, this is chroma glaze from Brutus Monroe. I am going to put a bit of a thicker layer down, right? And you won't even see the entire product when it's dry. It actually is still wet. And I'm just going to work over top of it. I'm going to actually work off of the layout and then glue it down over top of it. Like I said, I'm putting it on a little bit thick. If I would have done a thin layer, this would have dried a whole lot faster. But like I want a good deep color of this on here. I am using a silicone brush. It's just one of my favorite ways to get glaze onto my paper. And then I will go clean this bad boy off. I am not too great about cleaning off my stencils if I'm just inking through them. But if there is some sort of glaze on them, I do walk them to the utility sink in the laundry room and wash them off. I do have questions sometimes about how I clean my stencils. I use warm water and a Scrub Daddy. It works great. And then I kind of stick them to the edge of the utility sink and they just kind of dry. And then I put them away. The reality is I will get 4 or 5 stencils in there, run out of space in the sink to lean them up, and then I will have to put them away because I don't have any space to lean anymore on them. This is a photo of Joan, Jett. Christopher and I went to a concert a couple weeks ago. It was Alanis Morissette and Joan Jett, and there was also the opening act was what's that girl's name? Somebody I'd never even heard of, Morgan Wade. So it went Morgan Wade, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and then Alanis Morissette. And this is Joan Jett, and the woman is old, but daggone, she can still play and sing. It was pretty awesome. So this is a photo of her while she was singing and playing the guitar, and then just a photo of kind of the drum set that says Joan Jett and the Blackhearts on it. I am not using 2 of the same size photo, which was kind of what the plan was when I made this sketch, but that is okay. Now, obviously, by the little squiggles, they are supposed to be flowers. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but I am not going to have flowers on this layout. I'm going to take these 2 kind of bannery bits and overlap them. Now, this is an older Vicki Boutin thicker set. It is one that I used in the past, used it entirely up. And this was on clearance for like $1 something. And I was like, you know what? There's enough things on here that I could, generic things on here, right? Like not specific to an event, that I could use them again. So I went ahead and did that. Now, I do have stamps and things that have like guitars and, you know, music and stuff like that on them. And I did not feel like stamping. I've already got the mixed media on. I didn't want to stamp. What I did find was in my paper house stickers, I had some music note puffy stickers that are going to end up making it onto this layout. I'm also going to change up the tag situation a bit from the sketch. I am going to actually not have tags coming out of the top. It's just going to be some paper layers. And then the tags will be out underneath of the photos off to the left, very similarly to what is in the sketch. I do go ahead and make that silver bannery tag have the same sort of cut angle tags as the pink one, just for a little bit of continuity's sake, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, figure out where I want it. And this is what I was talking about when I am going to be scrapbooking off of the layout, and then I will put it on top of the layout. And this was born out of necessity. I find this actually really easy to scrapbook this way. It's not kind of like, it's not just, I'm not getting distracted by the background, is I guess what I'm trying to say, because a lot of the times I will squirrel all over the page. If I'm working on something, I will get distracted by something else on the page and have to, oh, did you guys just hear that stomach gurgle? I'm sorry if you did. And I get distracted by another portion of the page, and I'll stop working what I'm working on and go over and work on that part of the page, and then kind of go back and forth, or maybe even introduce in a completely different thing. And honestly, if I look at my life, I kind of work that way with everything. I don't like having one thing at a time going on. I like multiple things going on. So anyway, as you can see, I've put on a couple of stickers. They're puffy stickers. One says, "Oh snap." And then we have the camera. And then I'm looking for a good piece of paper to put over here with that other one. So I grabbed this 3x4 card. Pretty sure it's an LA Studio card. Maybe it's an Echo Park. Maybe it's a Simple Stories. I don't know. Honestly, I thought it was an LA Studio. Who in the world knows what it is? It's a pocket card that I am going to put on. I'm just trying it out, making sure that the layout isn't too big. The top of the layout isn't too big for the bottom of the layout, and it's not, and I am happy with it. And I am going to go ahead and decide to use my silver and white baker's twine to fill those tag holes, because you know we cannot have a naked tag hole. What would Joan Jett say if there were naked tag holes on a layout about her singing? So I am going to tie 2 little bows for that. And then I decide that I'm going to actually pop this little thing up, and that way it'll give me a little bit of lift off of the page, because why not, right? Like, everybody needs a little bit more excitement on their layouts, and doing a layer of fun foam adds excitement to your layouts. And then I'm just going to glue the heck out of it with my Nuvo Deluxe glue. I am gluing over top of a wet substance. That is the glaze. So I just find that the wet glue sticks a little bit better than if I would have used my ATG. So I'm going to pop that down. You can kind of see where portions of it are drying quicker than other ones, and it is pretty opaque. Just a tiny little bit of translucency. So you can see a tiny little bit of the brick pattern underneath of it, but I'm completely happy with the way it's going. I'm going to add in a couple more musical notes over on this side as well. And then I'm going to find a little word phrase that I think is completely adorable and appropriate. And I'm going to pop that bad boy down there as well. Now I'm going to use my letter stickers to spell out Joan, Jett. Now this was determined before I even started the layout when I was looking for letter stickers, not sticklers, stickers to spell out her name. I originally chose these white chipboard ones because I was going to color them in. Ultimately, I decided that there was a good amount of color on this layout already, and that little bit of white was perfectly fine. So I am building another cluster for the top of this layout, and that's going to go over on the left-hand side in the upper left-hand corner, which in the sketch, there's some pretty poorly drawn kind of flowers over there, because I legitimately was thinking about this as a floral layout when I kind of sketched this out. So I'm going to add another camera because why not? And then I'm going to add some other pieces and kind of create this little secondary cluster. It's going to be the title cluster. It's just going to say Joan, Jett. And then I decide that I need to kind of fix this because that banner piece by itself down there looks a little awkward, right? Like the scale is not correct with something. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. And then I need to add a little bit more adhesive to the letters because they're starting to pop off. It's starting to give me a pain in the tuchus. Like it's just a whole situation right now. So I go ahead and get this kind of all adhered together. I think about adding in the silvery banner piece as well. Just, again, continuity across the layout. And this looks a little awkward right now, but by the time I figure it out, I don't feel like it looks awkward, and I am pretty flippin' pleased with the layout. And that's what matters, right? Like, the layout is done, which is the most important thing. The secondary thing is that you really like it, right? Because I have plenty of layouts that I've done and I like. I have plenty of layouts that I've done and I'm like, it's all right. Plenty of layouts where I love it, and plenty of layouts where finished is better than not. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did not say done is better than not, because we used to have a jar called the done jar. And when a kid would tell us that they were done with something, they would say, I'm done. We'd make them put a nickel, I think it was a nickel at first, into the done jar, because you weren't allowed to say you were done. You had to say, I am finished. Yeah, man, I'm done. No, you're not. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get that down there. And, yeah, once that's down, this layout is going to be finished. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.